This is Radio Taiwan International.
Welcome to the news on Radio Taiwan International. I'm Phil Laskowski coming to you from Taipei, Taiwan. We begin with a look at today's top stories for Tuesday, October 21st. Newly elected KMT Chair Zheng reaffirms 1992 consensus after President Xi's congratulatory messages. Taiwan Premier defends U.S. semiconductor base, vows to keep the Silicon Mountain at home. And Trump says China unlikely to invade Taiwan, stresses dialogue and trade. But first, today's top story. KMT politician Zheng Liwen was elected party chair on Saturday, October 18th with a majority of votes, and Chinese Communist Party's President Xi Jinping sent her a congratulatory message the next day. In her reply, Zheng thanked Xi and reaffirmed that the two parties would strengthen exchanges and cooperation based on the 1992 consensus and opposition to Taiwan independence. Premier Zhou Rongtai said Tuesday he hopes Zheng will uphold the sovereignty of the Republic of China during any meeting with Xi. Speaking ahead of a legislative policy session, Zhou told reporters that as long as cross-strait activities comply with the law, the government will not interfere. However, he said any such meeting should ensure that Taiwan's freedom and democratic way of life are not compromised. He said,
If the future KMT chair Zheng has the opportunity, I hope she can stand firm on the principle that the sovereignty of the Republic of China must not be violated or taken away, and that Taiwan's free and democratic way of life must not be altered. Under this premise, if she can meet with Chinese Communist Party President Xi, I would look forward to her demonstrating the same strength she showed in winning against the 5 other KMT chairmanship candidates so that both sides can engage in healthy and orderly exchanges. We will view that positively.
Xi's message called on the KMT and the CCP to work together to enhance the spirit, strength, and confidence of the Chinese people and advance national unification. In her response, Zheng reiterated that both sides of Taiwan Strait belong to the Chinese nation and said exchanges and cooperation under the 1992 consensus should continue to preserve peace in the Taiwan Strait. Mainland Affairs Council Minister Chiu Chiu-zeng said the 1992 consensus has long been redefined by Beijing, which, since 2019, has tied it to the One China principle and the One Country, Two Systems framework aimed at eliminating the Republic of China. He urged the public to stand united in defending sovereignty, dignity, and democracy while maintaining a willingness for dialogue under the principles of equality and mutual respect. Premier Zhou Rongtai said Monday that the Guardian Mountain is in Taiwan and Taiwan is the mountain. No one can move it, in response to concerns that Taiwan Semiconductor, a stronghold, could be relocated overseas. Vice President Xiao Bikim recently told the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation that Taiwan's commitment to invest in the United States involved not only TSMC but also the broader ecosystem. Her remarks sparked debate among industry watchers who feared that excessive overseas investment could weaken the semiconductor supply chain and accelerate the outflow of talent, a scenario critics have dubbed moving the Guardian Mountain abroad. Speaking to reporters before a legislative session, Zhou said that the rapid development of artificial intelligence has created a global demand that includes the U.S. government. He emphasized that Taiwan's tech industry will respond through an autonomous, globally integrated strategy, what he described as the core principle of the Taiwan model in Taipei-Washington negotiations. Zhou said that beyond private sector initiatives, the government will provide financial support and seek cooperation with the U.S. in developing industrial parks, adding that Washington has pledged related assistance.
AI in Taiwan has always been at the forefront globally. We will continue to promote the new 10 major AI infrastructure projects to strengthen and expand Taiwan's Guardian Mountain. The Guardian Mountain is in Taiwan, and Taiwan is the mountain. No one can move it.
As for the ongoing Taiwan-U.S. reciprocal tariff talks, Zhou said negotiations are progressing positively. He dismissed speculation that zero tariffs on U.S. standard vehicles could be a bargaining chip, reiterating that all discussions must safeguard Taiwan's industrial interests and prioritize citizens' health and food security. U.S. President Donald Trump downplayed the likelihood of a Chinese military assault on Taiwan, saying he believes Beijing has no intention of launching attack and that he plans to visit China early next year. During a meeting with Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese at the White House, Trump dismissed concerns for an imminent military conflict, saying the situation with China would be just fine. He also indicated that while Chinese leader Xi Jinping values Taiwan, he does not expect Beijing to act military in the near term. Trump emphasized that China understands the strength of the U.S. military, describing America as unmatched in global power and suggesting that this alone serves as a deterrent to aggression. He refrained from committing to any specific defense pledge for Taiwan, signaling instead that he prefers to stabilize relations through dialogue. The president said he wants to maintain a positive relationship with Beijing and that both sides can cooperate on broader issues, including trade and regional security. Trump and Xi are scheduled to meet later this month at the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit in South Korea, where discussions are expected to focus on trade, rare earth exports, and the control of fentanyl. Trump also confirmed he has accepted an invitation to visit China, saying he plans to travel there in early 2026 as part of efforts to improve bilateral ties. The overflowing of Hualien Matai'an Creek landslide dam lake attracted international attention with ongoing post-disaster monitoring.
On the morning of Sunday, October 19th, the Taiwan National Airborne Service Corps and a disaster prevention team from National Cheng Kung University successfully deployed a Japanese-donated immersible buoy-type water level gauge at the Hualien Matai'an landslide dam lake. The new device is intended to supplement the previous side-shore water level gauge, providing more comprehensive monitoring. The buoy-type gauge, equipped with pressure sensors and communication modules, is designed for mountainous landslide dams and natural lakes. It is corrosion-resistant and can function reliably in extreme conditions. The gauge was lowered from a helicopter onto the lake surface by the Airborne Service Corps personnel and researchers using cables. Former Transportation Minister and an advisor to the cabinet, Li Mengyan, explained that the gauge sends water level data every 10 minutes, allowing detailed and continuous monitoring. Meanwhile, the Forestry and Nature Conservation Agency continues slope monitoring and analysis. Previously, side-shore gauge sometimes failed to measure water levels due to cable length limit or flooding, but the new buoy gauge overcomes these hardware limitations. National Cheng Kung University's Disaster Prevention Research Center Deputy Director Zhang Yunzhong noted the new gauge can be placed at greater depths without cable length limits, and its floating communication modules prevent flood submersion risk. This deployment strengthens monitoring accuracy for the lakes, enhance early warning capabilities, and support disaster prevention and construction efforts. Joey Chow for RTI News.
Deputy Minister of Armaments General Zhong Shuming said that producing defense equipment in Taiwan is not only a strategic necessity, but also key to industrial upgrading, expressing hope that Taiwan and the United States will deepen cooperation to build non-red supply chains. The 24th U.S.-Taiwan Defense Industry Conference, organized by the U.S.-Taiwan Business Council, is being held October 19th to 21st in Ellicott City, Maryland. Zhong and the acting U.S. Assistant Secretary of War for Indo-Pacific Security Affairs, Jedediah Royal, who has represented the Pentagon for the past 3 years, both delivered speeches on Monday. According to the organizers' briefing, Zhong, who took office earlier this year, delivered a keynote titled Peace Through Strength, Taiwan's Defense Strategy. He underscored that Taiwan's defense budget has now exceeded 3% of GDP as it faces growing military pressure from China, calling for closer U.S.-Taiwan cooperation on defense supply chains and regional security. Zhong said China's expanding military reach has sharply raised global geopolitical risks, with Taiwan bearing the brunt as the first line of defense in the Indo-Pacific. He outlined Taiwan's focus on asymmetric warfare, reserve mobilization, and civilian defense integration, while citing lessons from the Russia-Ukraine war in developing portable, intelligent, and unmanned systems. He urged U.S. defense firms to collaborate on technology transfer, co-production, and maintenance in Taiwan, making it not only a user, but a trusted partner in the global defense supply chain. The 2025 5G Summit opened in Taipei on Monday, October 20th, bringing together 16 international telecom operators, system integrators, software suppliers, and certification bodies with 37 Taiwanese network communication companies. The event focused on 5G evolution technologies, AI-based network automation, and potential collaborations in the next-generation communication supply chains, according to the Economic Ministry's Department of Industrial Technology. The ministry said participants included companies from the US, the UK, Germany, Japan, Singapore, Vietnam, Mongolia, and Indonesia. Thank you for joining me for the news. I'm Phil Laskowski. Stay tuned for another 50 minutes of English language features brought to you by Radio Taiwan International.